Hey, there we go, and we're back. It is April 17th, 2018. My name is Jeff Fritz. Welcome back to my stream. And it's different. We're hosting it at night. I haven't done this in a few months. Usually I stream in the morning, so this is a change of pace for me. Before we get started, of course, I'm wearing a different hat. I got a brand new hat over the weekend. Villanova National Champions. It took me a while to get this hat, but I wanted to make sure I got the National Champions hat there. So, congratulations, Villanova. All right. I need some help. Some people would say, yeah, you always need help, Jeff. But no, I really need, like, normal help. I need coding help. So I wanted to bring on somebody to pair program with us tonight. Help me out a little bit with the IRC bot that I've been working on. So I reached out to a friend that I've made here on Twitch, and I've been able to watch her stream. She's watched over here a couple times, and I think we can help each other out here. So I've invited FierceKittenz. There she is. Hey.
Hi.
Hello, FierceKittenz. Good to see you tonight.
Hey, gang.
So, yeah, for those who haven't seen your stream, why don't you give a quick introduction?
So I do a little bit of everything. I program IRL. That's what I do for my job. I try not to do that too often on my Twitch stream because it's supposed to be fun. So most of the time I'm sewing. So I do some sewing and watercolor work. And then I have what's called a Technical Tuesday when I work on my bot called GiftBot.
Yeah, and that GiftBot is it is crazy fun. My gosh, all the commands. There's got to be somewhere an appendix of all the commands that GiftBot knows how to answer to. I've just started typing random words at it one day. States. And Indiana worked, and Indiana Jones thing happened, so I was like, all right, does North Dakota do something?
Yeah, I got to add that. Add it.
Let's see if North Dakota...
It's allowed people to really customize their streams and make really neat interactions with their viewers. So that's something that I've really enjoyed giving people is highly customizable features. Most of the bots that are out there, like everybody has the same thing, and it gets boring when you see it in the same stream. Whereas this is all the same bot, but you know its implementation is completely up to the end user.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen some people do some fun stuff with it.
And what impressed me is when you were showing how you code GiftBot, you've used .NET. You've written it in C#.
Yes.
And Windows Forms.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I used the bot as a way to learn C# because I was interviewing at a place that primarily uses C# for their development tool suite. But what I didn't know at the time was that I probably should have done it in WPF. So I actually do have WPF elements. So when you have an MP4 that plays an animation, it's actually using the media element from WPF, and I just dragged it in. WinForms was what I knew before when I dabbled with it. Sure,
and WinForms is great for building things quick when you want to be able to drop out user interface, right? You can do all kinds of things with the Windows state. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. So flexible, and when you look at how people use Visual Studio to build applications, Windows Forms actually still gets a lot of action. A lot of people build with it.
Yeah, it's limited in the number of items that you can have on a screen. So if you think that you're going to have like a really big UI, then you probably shouldn't do WinForms. Yeah, so...
And if you want the hardware acceleration,
yeah.
So, well, yeah. So I wanted to ask for your help, for your insight, a little bit on the bot that I've been working on here on stream. That I wasn't as clever as to name it something like GiftBot. I had to name it after myself, so I called it, of course, FritzBot. So
FritzBot, yeah, that's fine.
So
mine doesn't even play GIFs anymore. It's everything bot. It's crazy.
Movies, games. Oh my gosh! Well, the little chat battles that you have with the emotes going back and forth. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's actually funny because that's not even rendered by GiftBot. That is purely HTML. And GiftBot actually has a web server in it.
Yeah.
And I think we have talked about that before, where I actually built my own web server that is being run by GiftBot, and when it detects that a certain URL is pinged, it will crap out a very specific block of HTML that I then parse through JavaScript on a HTML page. It's hacky, but it works.
I've never actually thought of, as a longtime web developer, I've never thought of delivering content as crapping it out.
It just terminology.
Sure.
Potato.
Words.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Well, the problem is GIFBot's a desktop application, right?
Yeah.
So you can't, since it's driven by the desktop, I'm not web hosting the emote battle anywhere. So I can't actually pull up resources locally to like read data. My original idea was to write data out to a text file and then read it in, but then I couldn't open the text file without the user committing an action to open it.
Yeah.
Things, security features.
Security, what a problem. Gosh, my chat is not showing anything here on the dashboard. That's weird.
That is weird. My husband is in here teasing us.
Oh man. This happens to me every now and again on the Twitch dashboard. It shows nothing.
Oh, shift refresh.
Yeah.
It's so fun. SR chat system. It's good times, right? So whenever you have issues connecting, just to refresh. I get that even with the bot sometimes.
So that's what I'm seeing with my bot. Can I show you the code? Why don't we go over there?
Yeah. Let's do your thing.
Do my thing. Here we are. Look at that. I'm in the code, and you're there in the corner. There's my list of viewers. So this is the first time I'm only broadcasting to Twitch, so it's different for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's exactly what I'm seeing. The behavior that I'm seeing when I'm coding against this bot, right? I'm specifically targeting the TCP port. Right, so I'm making a network connection for those who aren't familiar with the networking capabilities out there. You can use a TCP client here in .NET code to connect directly to a network address and connect directly to a port for that matter. And that's what I'm doing. I'm actually connecting right to an IRC server, and that's what Twitch uses behind the scenes for chat is IRC. And I wire up a couple of stream readers and writers to be able to monitor what's going on back and forth on the chat room. Now, for some reason, like you were just explaining with the web pages, it just ghosts. It kind of disconnects and doesn't remember that there's anything out there. So that's... Now, it only happens... This is where it starts to throw a wrench into this. It only happens when I'm running the client from inside of a Docker container.
Yeah, you had mentioned that. And I'm not terribly familiar with a Docker container. Have you tried running it in a Docker container?
Just locally. So let's do this. Yeah, I'm still not seeing anything from the chat room. That's nice. That's wonderful. Thanks. Thanks so much, Twitch. I'm loving that.
I'm sorry.
They're blasting me over there, aren't they?
Apparently they can read your closed captions before you go live.
Yeah, the closed captioning for some reason is a little bit ahead of what I'm actually saying. And
that's great.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. I'm going to try refreshing my browser altogether because I can't get anything there. Right, OBS does its closed captioning using Windows speech to text, and Windows speech to text doesn't use any AI. It just uses the dictionary that it comes with. So it doesn't learn anything. It just kind of puts up there, hey, look what I think this is. Let's see, Twitch.
Trying to figure out.
All right. Come on, chat. You can load this time.
I am mirrored. Oh, okay.
We can fix that.
Oh, no, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it where it's working.
That's right.
Don't mess with a good thing. When I read chat, it's like I'm looking away from you, that's all. So I was like, okay.
Nope, I'm not getting any of the Twitch chat rooms to load on the dashboard. Well, that stinks. I'm going to actually have to
Are you using their dashboard?
Yeah.
Do you have Chatty? We'll just use
No,
Chatty.
I don't. I was just going to go right to the front of the regular channel and just stop the video. Because I need to be able to see what people are saying.
Right?
It's like, come on. This is
Hi,
ridiculous.
Berdonius. They're saying hi to me.
Oh, good. We got some of our friends joining us then. And I saw a follower too come through, but we didn't get our friend Steve popping up yet. Oh man, this stinks. Isn't it always the way that when you're live, weird things go wrong?
Yes. Especially these kinds of streams, but I think everybody kind of understands that. It takes time to get it going.
Yeah, you know what? This is... People think I'm kind of crazy, but why I use 3 machines. So that I have backups. I have backups on backups.
That's good.
It's...
I just have the 1 machine.
There we go. Still awake for weird as over 4 a.m. Hey, there we go. All right, now I can see what's going on.
4 a.m.
They're in
Good
Europe.
Lord. Yeah, no, they must be that or in the middle of the ocean.
All right, now that I can see
Sweet.
what's going on.
Okay.
So this is my chat client class, and you were suggesting, why don't we try running this by itself as a standalone executable?
Right. Now it's about 5 minutes before Twitch sends you a ping message. Do you ever sense that you get disconnected before that it just starts doing the ghosting thing?
Yes.
Okay, so that to me says that you are actually, like, something is blocking the port. Where is the address on the port that you're connecting to in this code?
So when it's running, the address of where I'm connecting out to.
Yes. Okay, there it is. irc.chat.twitch. Okay, hold on, because you're running this on a web page?
I'm running it on here, I'm pinning so I can follow where you are. Is that you down there? There. Nope, that's my breakpoint.
I didn't click on anything yet. I didn't want to have it like pop around. Okay, hold on.
No, go ahead.
I'm just going to debug this. Okay, so I'm selecting where you create the new TCP, the new client. I don't speak technical so well.
Come on now.
I just fix crap and code for a living.
Oh, yes.
Don't mind me. Okay,
Pac-Man Jr. is saying he thinks he knows why we're having a problem with .NET Core. It works for 5 minutes or so and then disconnects. And right. Janescu, I removed chat from the sidebar. I was concerned that we might have some unsavory folks show up tonight.
I changed your port to 80.
And?
It's a web port.
But it's an IRC that I'm connecting to, right?
Yeah, but they use port 80. No. That might be why you're getting disconnected.
No.
Yeah, that's supposed to be port 80. So they changed that up about a year ago, and we had this problem with GiftBot where I was still connecting to 6667.
Yeah.
Default IRC port.
Okay.
Right? And it kept disconnecting, so you can't use that anymore. It's all port 80. So I just did that mirror over on your end. I can't see.
Yes, I can. Yep, I've got 80.
The window is this big. Okay, cool. Control S. There, I saved it. There, I just fixed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So try that before taking it out of the Docker, and let's just verify that it is keeping the connection now. Because what'll happen is you'll connect to 6667 and it'll just die in a fire. Oh, I'm going to look real bright for a second while that adjusts to dark mode.
Oh, yeah. All right, so there's the browser. The browser's working. Fritzbot joined chat on Twitch. Okay. And, I mean, it sure looks like it joined. Okay. Is that... Please don't tell me it was just the wrong port. Yeah, for sticking with universal.
We're done. Yeah, they changed that stuff. That kicked me really hard because initially they changed it that the only partnered streamers went to port 80 when they first rolled it over.
Okay.
And so my bot was hard coded to go to 6667. And so now, because of that, I actually have it configured.
Oh.
Okay, so I see you are watching there. I'm actually looking in the console on Chrome.
Yeah.
So how are you debugging that? Because I do not see that.
So I'm not debugging. This is actually the console that. So let's back up. The chat, the Stream Tools project that we're working in, it's an ASP.NET Core application. So with that new model, instead of it starting as kind of a hidden thing behind the Internet Information Server web server, right, IIS, it actually runs as a console application and starts and hosts its own web server.
Gotcha.
So that's what you're seeing here is it's the console application, and I'm actually writing out to the log.
Oh, wicked. Okay.
So cool. Fairy Winks, thanks so much for hosting for 6 folks over there. Hey, and there's our friend Steve.
Yeah, so you haven't been disconnected yet, but you do have an active chat. Have you always had it disconnected even if chat is active?
So,
Hi, Fairy.
And there's Dev Chatter, thank you. It doesn't disconnect when I'm debugging. It only disconnects when I get into the Docker container.
That's because you're watching it.
That's right. It's because I'm watching it.
So we'll put it in the Docker container, and then we'll be like, yeah, we're not watching you. You just got to turn around, and that's when it starts misbehaving.
So, but you made a point earlier that actually sounded might be something that I'm missing here. You said they send you a ping. Now, the Docker container is running sandboxed, right? It's behind the firewall on my desktop. It's not actually hosted anywhere out on the web, right? It's hiding behind, it's hiding behind the desktop firewall on my Windows 10 machine. So if they, I should still see the ping come through on the Docker container.
Yep. And
then I should be able to respond. It's not that they're reaching out and seeing a specific IP address that they're trying to communicate, right? They're not sending.
No. They know that you have established a connection as a user. So your bot is basically mimicking that of a user.
Yeah.
And so you're logged in as Fritzbot. Fritzbot. And so they do this to everybody, even me logged in and chatty right now. They are sending a ping every 5 minutes, and then you have to respond with Pong, because if you don't, they assume that the connection has been severed. That's how they check, because it's not like a true like a true TCP IP connection.
Sure.
Yeah. So they have to periodically check with the pings.
They're making sure nobody disconnects and has a ghost connection out there.
Yeah. It's an old school keep alive. So
and now
you
see
should
folks,
be fine.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I see folks asking questions there. Hey, Mr. Magoo, thanks so much for the cheer. And I'll make sure that we match that. That'll be another donation to our friends at Girl Develop It. I don't know if you know this, FierceKittenz, but for folks that cheer here on my stream, just like I know you're running a donation drive right now, but folks over here, when they cheer, I make a donation over to Girl Develop It, also for subscriptions as well. What's this one that you're running right now?
St. Jude Play Live.
Oh, that's a great group.
Yeah. I have my cousin's daughter is gravely ill and has been in the hospital for about 3 months now. So
oh my gosh,
it hits close to home for me. Yeah,
I don't blame you on that.
But I also raised money. Have in the past raised money for Girls Who Code, because I believe in those things. Clearly, I am a girl and I code. Therefore, I donate.
As a father of 2 daughters, I say this all the time. I want my daughters to have the same opportunity that I have.
Yep.
Thanks so much to our followers tonight. I really appreciate that.
I have 2 little girls as well. They're hopefully sleeping.
It's funny. I have the same thing in the morning. It's 10 o'clock in the morning here, and hopefully they're sleeping still.
Right.
Teenagers. So.
All right.
So, this looks like it's working here. Cheer match is just gravy on my sub for my boy Fritz. Thank you, Propagated.
Gravy.
Yeah.
Put that on a biscuit and serve it up. Okay,
I
sorry.
love me
Now I'm
some
hungry.
code gravy. Code
This
gravy.
is fun. We should do this more often. Why did it take us so long?
I know. No, I don't have an SO command. See, I don't have some of these cool commands that people are asking about in the chat room. So, right, if you fire a help in there, it'll show you the few little commands that I've written. We've even written a skeet command to output crazy
Nice.
John skeet facts. That was fun when John was with us. So, all right. So, we're on a different port. Sure looks like it's working properly.
Right.
And Pac-Man Jr., he found this issue on the .NET Core GitHub that looks like there's an issue with sockets. It's not clear to me if that's TCP.
No, that would be with the WebSockets.
That's what I would think, but it's network stream read async write.
I've never used that. I'm using the same thing as you as TCP client. Now I know that Streamlabs bot, formerly known as AnkBot, does use WebSockets, which is socket. That's the socket class.
Okay, but is it?
Oh, and now I'm double checking it. Hold on, let me check Stack Overflow.
To the Stack Overflow.
Whoa, I don't know anything. I have to ask Stack Overflow first.
I used to measure how long it took me during the day to either go to MSDN Docs or Stack Overflow. And if I could get later and later in the day, it's like, yes, I know my stuff. And if I could go a whole day without having to reference some documentation like that, I am a guru. Never happened. Always looking up documentation. So
nice. It is network stream. System.net.sockets.
Yeah.
So
So in .NET Core, network stream read async. Looks like there was an issue on Linux. Now, that when it's running in Docker, it's running on a Linux host. So, and this is Stephen Taub of multi-threading fame talking about this. Won't be able to address in 2.1, moving to future. Thanks, Carell. All right. So let's give it the next shot. Automod catches the skeet command. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I
know.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just like, cool, you've got a skeet command. I mean, I have a lewd command where my friend comes up with transparent boobs, so I can't really talk.
I can't compete with that.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
It's a blast over. There you go. So I've got the warning that pops up, right? So warnings should pop up in my Docker instance because of how I have logging configured. And it sent the pong, and I should still continue to receive messages here from the chat room. Right?
People have to talk first. There we go. You're still getting a message.
All right. So let's try it now in the container.
People are like, why? Because they get all this information like later, like after me. I also love you're using regex. I noticed you were using regex to parse the messages.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, come on.
I hate regex.
Okay.
You have to use a website to figure out the Google foo on that one. Yeah.
Come on. I've got my Unix foo down. Regex, for those that aren't familiar, that's short for regular expressions, and it's this crazy way that you can use a whole bunch of markup. And where are they? I have my regular expressions hiding here somewhere.
Thank you, Pac-Man, for getting my back.
Oh, come on. Regular expressions are amazing.
You can't read them.
Yes, I can.
When you get crazy, when you get super crazy, why not just, explode the string? I'm sorry. What's the terminology? Tokenize. It's also called exploding. You could just tokenize it.
Sure. But I'm elite.
Thanks. Oh, right? If you go to the roof, there's a pool there.
Way to go, Burn.
Yeah, people think I'm young. No, I'm as old as dirt, and I remember hackers.
I saw that movie. I'm going to kick off the build of the
Yeah, go
container
for it.
here while we're
Do
chatting
it.
about that. I saw that movie in a theater in State College, Pennsylvania, that literally has a column in the middle of it. That's not the name of this project. So forever, I mean, and it was the first time we had been in that theater. So forever, we called it the Polish movie theater, and it kind of stuck. Oh, come on. This is going to be version 0134. All right. So I've actually got a script built to rebuild this thing. So 0134. So that'll do the build and shove everything into the Docker container.
Cool.
So, and you were saying you're not familiar with Docker containers?
Yeah, no, I'm not. What's Docker?
Oh, cool. This is the quick and dirty is, you know what a virtual machine is?
Yep.
So what if you could have a virtual machine that was just the one process that you needed, but you shared the rest of the machine, because you don't really need to configure and manage that, but you shared the rest of the machine with the other containers running on that host, but your process can be configured and isolated just like another process.
Nice.
So, yeah, so you end up with this virtual machine effect that you can configure with code. It's hierarchical, so it inherits from other virtual machines. I'm inheriting from a container here called ASP.NET. Microsoft ASP.NET, I think, is what it is. And we actually have a new one available for it that I need to start using. And then I just add my project on top of it, and it already has all the goo to run .NET and a web server. So this actually pushed out to my private repository. So just like you have source code, you have a GitHub repository, you can have a repository of these things. And then you can just say, oh, install the latest copy of this from over there, and it comes down and it runs. Oh, and Brendan's linking to Sailor Padma. Sailor Padma Amidala. Nice. All right.
Yeah, I can't lift that down. That's exactly why Fritz is streaming this, and I am not. Because we never get anything done.
We never. And if we got this done this quickly,
I'm
ending the stream.
Okay, then.
I'm going. That's it. I'm done. I spent 5 hours in meetings today planning build. Okay, we were going through. Oh, arguing over schedule is one of the most. It's the most annoying thing when you're planning an event, is arguing over schedule.
Yeah, I had a kickoff meeting for one application, and then I was parsing really, really old data. And it's annoying. There's only so much I can talk about without really being like NDA. So
I get it.
Yeah.
I do.
But I'm just thankful that this version of the data is in XML. So I can just read it with an XML reader and just, go through all the child nodes.
Once again, we're showing our age because we prefer XML instead of JSON. Yeah.
Well, no, I don't mind JSON. I don't mind JSON at all. But I'm talking about stuff that existed before JSON. So we weren't so lucky. And I'm not going to take something that I can already read in one format and convert it to another format just for the sake of saying, look, Mom, I used JSON today. Right tool for the right
Andy.
job.
Oh, our friend Andy there saying JSON rules. No. XML, I can read it, and it doesn't. You know what? Here's the funny thing about XML versus JSON. When you compress it down and send it over the wire, it uses up the same amount of space. Because those words get compressed down to one character when it gets gzipped and sent, right? So, yeah. It's just a pain in the neck to manage in source code. So I'm waiting. I want to see that warning pop up here that we got through the ping and the pong.
Gotcha.
To make sure.
Can I answer questions?
Sure, absolutely. Let's take some questions.
Aspiring DevOps guru. I use a variety of languages, so primarily C#, but also C++, and I'm dabbling in PHP and JavaScript. Python. I've used Python. Not a big fan of it though. I don't know what's up with me. I guess I'm just like it's all wrong. But
You know what? And I haven't caught on with Python yet. There was my colleagues ran a virtual conference all day yesterday Pacific time on F sharp, and I just haven't gotten into it yet. I haven't had the focus on
functional stuff.
It's very powerful. It's very fast. I haven't gotten the hook yet, and I need to spend time with it.
Yeah. The thing that kills me about Python is that it's meaningful white space.
Yes.
So instead of braces or brackets or whatever funky thing you want to do, you have to have your indentions correctly. Now, most of the more advanced Python, like the higher versions you go, the more the easier it is at detecting when you need to indent. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you can hear that. My kitten is going crazy. You can hear my cat.
Oh, yes.
I'm so sorry. She's probably confused because she can hear me but not see me.
What's going on? So, but Python had that great schism, right, between, what is it, 2.5 and 3, where they broke the language.
They break it. Okay, Python's not backwards compatible.
Right.
So 2.6 code won't work with 2.5 code. So if you start off your project compatible with like 2.7 or 2.8, then you're basically stuck there unless you want to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's very frustrating. But a lot of colleges are using Python now to teach engineering concepts. What I don't agree with is colleges teaching in Java. That irks the mess out of me because you can't understand basic architecture and memory management if it's doing it for you. It's kind of like you don't know how to wipe your own butt because your mom's been doing it for 20 years. That's what Java is like for me when you are learning that in college. I think they should learn a language where you have to actually manage your own memory. You need to learn how to clean up after yourself so you can respect the garbage collection. Sorry, now I'm being old.
So you appreciate that garbage collector coming through.
Oh yeah, but I also understand the importance of it and why it's there.
So would you have the same problem if folks were being taught C# or VB? In college?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, as their primary language.
I do see Luna behind you.
Oh my God, is she there?
On the other side.
Oh! She found me. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Oh, hey, whatever. That's great.
I don't know where she went. I'm like, oh, so sorry, guys. I got a new kitten, and she was worried. Now I'm like concerned. She's
there we go. There's the warning.
And there's the warning. Okay.
So there's the warning. It received the ping and it sent the pong, and it looks like I'm still going.
Hot. Look at that.
Was it just that? Was it just a port?
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when you said you were getting disconnected before the ping message was coming through. I wanted to check that first. Just make sure you're connecting correctly. Okay. All right, well, we're done.
Now we feel dumb. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for everybody for joining us. Catch you later. Bye-bye. play the funky music. Okay, so there was something else that we were talking about that I wanted to spend a little bit of time on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was thinking back to that same concept of you're letting the garbage collector do all this work for you.
Yes.
And what's been irking me and that I keep tripping over myself on, and some of my regular viewers know this. I'm going to move this out of the way. We don't need to see the log anymore flying by.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Aw.
Right. Well, okay. Surely you have a log that you can monitor for GIFBot, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So I get wrapped up in async await. And we were talking about this while we were doing our tech check, and we both said, I remember the old days when I had to create my own threads, and I had to manage the lifetime of that thread. Who are these people just async and do this, await and do that? I really
need an old lady wig. Yes.
Right? I really want to come through here and say, you know what? Right? I mean, look, I did this with tasks, right? I've got the actual receiving messages is running on a task, so it's going to get pushed to the background. And I really, really want to do this as another thread. You both just started yelling, "Get off my lawn." Yes, I did. President not sure. Punch cards ouch. I have mag tape here.
Whoa.
I have a reel of mag tape. It's about yay big. I used to do a talk on CQRS architecture all the time. And that roll of mag tape, huge roll of mag tape, and it held 400 meg back in the 70s. And you had to go down to Micro Center or whatever the computer shop was. There's Luna.
Sorry,
And
she was asking.
And that thing of tape cost several $100s for 400 meg. And what I then do after that as part of the talk is I hold up a USB stick that holds 32 gig. And I bought this at Walgreens, and it was $10. Hey, Pac-Man Jr., thanks so much for the cheer.
Did you know you can get bits for $1 on sale? Spend here for
Yes. So, Twitch Prime members, right now you can get bits at a discount. 500 bits for only $1. And you can still spend them here. And we will match and we will donate those to Girl Develop It. And I haven't gotten my first payout yet. I only became an affiliate, I think, in January. So I'm due.
It's a little longer, like 60 days or something, I think.
Yeah. So I'm due. It's coming. So, but what I wanted to do here, right? Thinking back old school, I want to rip out this Task Factory because I want to teach a little bit and show a little bit of doing this with threads, right? And I finally found a USB stick. I was reaching over into my coffee mug here. I haven't used USB sticks. My colleague Barry, who's our security officer for .NET, hates USB sticks. Oh, those carry viruses. Oh, okay. So what I'd like to do is I want to change this receive messages task to a receive messages thread.
Okay.
Right? I mean, that's the way you do things.
Messages, not massages. Although I'm all for receiving massages.
Are you kidding? It's been that way for how long and I haven't caught it? Why hasn't anybody in my chat room said anything about that?
They probably want massages. Are you okay? My cat is like just completely curious. I'm trying to keep her from jumping on the keyboard.
Oh, isn't that the best?
She's so little.
So
I'm so sorry.
No. So the cat that I used to have, and we lost her about a year ago. We like to laugh at you, Brendan says. The cat I used to have, I would step away to go get another cup of coffee, whatever. I would come back and she'd always be laying on my laptop keyboard. Always. It's like, what are you doing? Stop it! So I'm going to change this around.
I look like an evil coder villain. Just hiding in the top corner. Yes, type the thread. Don't use new constructs, use threads. Go old school. Also there.
Okay. New thread. And then a parameterized thread start. Oh, it feels so good. Right? So I want to do my receive messages. Yes, but it's going to be slightly different because it's not receiving a task. Right? Receive messages. So I'm going to have to change that signature. Look at that. Add argument name start. Look at that. No, I don't want that.
I have to look at the stream for that info. If it's not
receive messages. Let's call it receive messages on thread so I can generate that. Right? Control period. It will... Look at that. It wants to rename it. Really?
No.
And let's generate that. I'm going to generate a field.
No, not on... I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
She's pissed. No, you can't. You can't get on the cords. You can't go to the lights. You can't step on the mixer.
So, yeah, I've got to figure out about a mixer at some point. Get rid of this.
I love mine. I can set mine to Right, he's pair programming with me, but my new kitten came upstairs. I'm sorry. And she's...
No. Okay, so wait a sec. So Fierce Kittens actually has some serious cred here. You were discussing on your stream the other night about some very interesting server programming you did about crossing zones. I think was that something?
Yes.
So,
Yes, I actually did. I've worked on several MMOs.
Okay.
And I had
Drop the mic right
interviewed at
there. Okay.
Yeah.
I work on stupid websites that push text down at people. That browsers
craps
turn.
it out. Remember, craps it out.
I'm sorry. I work on big servers that crap out content. No, I can't say that. Alfrefi, yes, we are using LiveShare. So you can see Fierce Kitten's cursor is up here on the Connect. She's got the little tape flag, just like you see on Google Docs or Word Online, Microsoft Word Online. You can see she's connected up here. And she's able to watch and see in her Visual Studio exactly what I'm doing. She doesn't actually have a copy of my code locally.
I had to scroll down just now to see where you were, though.
So
it's like chasing you around. It didn't actually pop it.
Right. If you up at the top where you see my initials and there's probably my smiling face.
That's right, the pen.
Yeah, there's a pin there. If you pin it, it puts you into passive mode, and it'll start following. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Alfrefi, it's pretty good. Visual Studio LiveShare is pretty good for pair programming like this. We can actually both be coding in different files at the same time, and it'll save both back to my machine. Really neat stuff like that you can do. I'm going to get rid of this await on read messages async. I'm just going to change this to read message, and I'm going to redo that. I don't need task.delay because I can do thread.sleep. Oh, that feels so good. I know. 2005 called and they want their .NET code back.
Yeah, just because it exists doesn't mean you have to use it.
Exactly.
That doesn't also mean it's the right way to do it either. So networking-wise, leaning back on my experience with networking, network engineering, threading the network loop is okay as long as you don't split your reads and writes or incorrectly queue up your incoming data. And so when you want it constantly pulling data off of the socket, in particular with WinSock, because WinSock actually has a very limited pipe. Yes. And so if you're not constantly running and pulling data off of it, then it's going to fill up and it's going to lock. So there's a hard lock on it at that point. You can't read, you can't write. And so as far as I know, on the .NET end of things, when you use a TCP client, that's basically wrapping WinSock. And so it's already doing a pull. So it's already going to sit there and block and wait for more data in its own task. So by awaiting it, you're just kind of compounding the issue. So there's no real need to, thread the reads like that.
Right. So
it's already doing it.
So let's set up one thread. Just have an extra thread that's monitoring that network connection and just spit it out when it finds something. That's easy. So I think that's all I needed to do to get rid of all my async. Let's do a quick find and see if there's any more async in here. Send message.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to turn this back into a void.
Now... yeah, technically you don't want to have your sends on a separate thread either. Right. Everything needs to be linear when it comes to a server. Because otherwise at least in my experience with game servers, they may be different with other. I need to preface that with I've worked with MMOs where the order of operations is very specific and very important. So. Oh,
yes. Oh, my gosh. You aren't kidding about that needing to be... the order of operations. I mean, gosh, thinking out loud. If I have my character running around, and I go to swing my weapon, while the other person is trying to defend, that order of operations is important. Otherwise, folks are going to be upset.
Yeah. So you add threading, right? And it's like, who gets priority at that point?
Yes.
Right. And yeah, so because we tried it at one point, we tried to get really fancy, the company I was working with, and it never worked out. Now, what you can do, and what I have done, is that, of course, my networking runs in its own thread, so it doesn't block anything. The game can still run without the network having to like pause and read data. What I do with my bot, and what you can do in C++ as well, is I have a concurrent queue. So when messages
Yes.
come in, I fire an event for my library that says, hey, I got an incoming message. I've parsed it. I've put it in a format I can digest. And I fire an event with the message. And then GiftBot says, hey, I got a message, and puts it into a blocking collection.
Okay.
So, and then I handle it in the exact order that it came in. So, and now my cat's screaming downstairs. That's great.
Brendan says, related to games, some people in my dev chatter stream today were suggesting that you and I should stream some Overwatch together. I don't know about that.
That's a good way to get some different exposure on Twitch. That's for sure.
It is. I'm not very good at Overwatch. Let's start there because
Neither am I.
My primary machine just doesn't have the video card to drive it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
There's a reason I just play The Sims. I like games to play. I play games. I don't like to stream them because I like to enjoy them. And you can't enjoy the game if you're constantly checking on chat, afraid that somebody is going to get offended because you didn't respond to them within 5 seconds.
Yes.
Where it's like, this is a conversation. This is great. And then if I'm playing Sims, I don't care about Sims so much. I'm like, whatever, let's have. I can turn around and talk while my Sim goes to the bathroom. But yeah, that.
I forgot that The Sims actually have bowel movements.
Yeah. They all sit, technically. It's really weird.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I like what you described there, that when you're thinking about a game and you have the big server that has all the different processing that's going on to handle all the different interactions that how many different players running around have to handle and manage, to put all the networking code on a thread by itself, all have it concurrently managed. You're using a queue so that you're ensured that all of your actions that you need to communicate back and forth across the network are in the proper order. I think that's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I need to put a queue, if I should put a queue in here, or if I'm okay just being kind of loosey-goosey with how I respond to things.
It depends on the kind of things that you're going to do. So the reason I added a queue was eventually I started adding database connectivity to store user data, because as you know, you can only pull like a certain amount of data each time when you're looking for users. So for example, if you're trying to determine if you have followers, like if somebody's following your channel, it's best to cache that data off somewhere so that you're not constantly hitting their website asking for this information, because there's only so many API calls you can make in a minute.
Yes.
So once I added that, once I added the database stuff, it was important to have the queued data because I didn't want to block on a database call.
So I was frustrated with how TwitchLib was interacting and how slowly it was responding to this project, that I wrote my own connection to go over there. And I'm using, this is a pattern now that we have in ASP.NET Core called a, come on, let me show it down here, called a typed class with an HTTP client, right? So it ends up, I can resolve and inject this into my code, and it sees this, and it only allocates one HTTP client and will dispose of it appropriately. But I keep this one proxy around so I can constantly pull Twitch's API.
Kind of like a thread pull.
Exactly. But I'm just managing it here in this one class. I've got a reader-writer lock to determine whether or not I need to go get new information about my followers or viewers, so I can build the widgets you see here on video. And they're simple widgets. They're just web pages that I'm formatting. I don't have a CSS designer behind the scenes building it like folks at Streamlabs or Stream Elements, but you know what? It was a neat way to learn how to build some of this code and interact with the Twitch library. But I'm doing exactly what you're talking about. I have a date time that I store for the rate so that I don't go over rate when I'm going and interacting with it.
Right. Yeah,
So-
I actually have. It's a little juvenile what I'm doing is a junior solution, but I actually just wrote the basics of what I can grab from Twitch, and I put those in their own methods in my library. And I have timers to make the calls. So fetch my followers every,
Yes.
in minutes or whatever. So I don't have like any specialized class for it. I just wrote these methods that basically do an HTTP client out.
Yes, that's okay. So very similar, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this is very easy because we have an HTTP client, we have an address. I'm capturing the headers appropriately, reader-writer locking so that I can identify my rate limit if I get jammed up here. But I watch the number of followers that we have. And a certain number of milliseconds, I'll go get that information again.
Yep.
Yeah. Right? Very simple. And it's a web browser call. So
Yeah, their rate limiting is very generous.
It is.
And so for me, since I'm a desktop app, the rate limiting is on a per user basis instead of like, say it's MooBot, for example, they're running on a web page and everybody has MooBot in their chat, right?
Yes.
Then they have a different problem. They are definitely going to hit a rate limit, but they've also registered their, MooBot with Twitch, so they're aware, and so they have a different limit. So if you ever release it, you can do that.
Well, another thing they do is when you make the requests for those different APIs, like followers and viewers, you can actually request multiple. You can chain together and have multiple requested at the same time. So they might be caching up in that way as well. So in addition to getting hundreds of requests a second that they're allocated. Looks like my friend Dimitri joined us here. Hey, how's it going there, Dimitri? I spent how much time on email back and forth with Dimitri today planning. Okay, so I can't believe how easy it was to fix that. Actually, wait a sec. No, we didn't fix it. I'm looking back over at Docker. I'm not getting any messages coming back now. I'm a giraffe. Yes, this is C# that we're working on. So here's exactly the problem. There was the ping, it sent the pong, and then poof. And I'm not outputting timestamps here, and it drops. Right, so how the heck do you debug that?
Next up, isolate it, make sure it's not Docker.
Okay, so let's do that.
It did last longer, though.
It did.
Yeah.
It sure did.
And I know it's not because you weren't receiving data because chat's been pretty lively. And you would also get the joins and parts. So you're processing joins and parts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So you would get this. I've been seeing that.
Right. There's the ping and the pong. Message received. Right. There's another one. So. Yeah. All right. I'm going to kill this one so that we lose Docker, so I don't have two bots connecting and running at the same time.
Stupid question. Do you have any exception handling on parsing the data coming out?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Don't I? I do. Go ahead. You can take a look.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Duh, I keep forgetting I can do that. I'm trying to... Wait, what would I do? I just clicked on it.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's the proxy. I don't want to look at that. I just want to look down here. I do. SMS message.
So, let's see. Bad accident driving north from campus today, so traffic was standstill for 30 minutes. So I was watching. and Dimitri says hello to you, FierceKittenz. Hey.
Hello.
Right. This is what we get for being talkative. We're all over databases. We love databases. Databases are a wonderful thing. Just ask the fine folks at... I forget the name of the Facebook scandal company. Oh my gosh. It's
Hmm.
it's something. It's oh my gosh. Shh. Yeah, don't say that. No. So I have exception handling here in the process message. Right there's a. I thought I had a.
I don't see any.
I thought I had a try catch here. Okay.
It was just a thought that sometimes it would if you parse things incorrectly coming in from the TCP client connections, sometimes it can lock it up. But usually you would get some sort of message that's like, I don't know what's going on.
Right. Or I would get some sort of an error dumped out.
So you're not even getting the disconnected from Twitch message. I didn't see that in the log.
Nope. Not getting that. Let's see. Cambridge Analytica, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah. No. We're not doing that. It's strange that it just kind of fails silently. So I'm going to go over here to my console. You know what? Let's open another one. So I have my...
That's weird. Why are you sleeping in your send message?
Why am I sleeping in the send message?
If you when you go to send message, you're doing a sleep of 0.
Oh, so what I was getting ready to do was check the throttle, right? Because you could be throttled on IRC.
Okay.
So for right now, right, I'm yielding the thread for 0 seconds, and then.
Okay, I gotcha.
So yeah, I was getting ready to write that code to make sure, like we were just saying about interacting with the Twitch API, don't go over the rate limit. I don't want to go over the rate limit with IRC because then you get shut off for a half an hour, and that stinks.
Excuse me.
Sure. All right, Fritz Stream Tools, and then I know where it is. It's in Fritz Stream Tools. No, wrong. So I have several projects here, and I have, there it is, Fritz.StreamTools. Right, and this contains, it's a web project, and it's got all the widgets in it, plus it has the hookup to go do the bot. But just like in previous versions of ASP.NET, there's a bin folder that has a debug. You go down there, look at this, I've got the name of the framework that it's running in, so NetCore App 2.1, so this is .NET Core. And I'm still not going to be completely isolated because I'm going to be running this on Windows. So we still have another step to get it running on Linux and make sure that there isn't a problem there.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right,
I hate that, but at least it'll isolate the problem. Then you know where to work from, you know?
Absolutely. So Fritz Stream Tools, there it is. That should do it. And there it is running. Uh-oh. Hang on, gotta stop. I've got to set ASP.NET Core environment. We have this really neat thing in ASP.NET Core now with environments. So you can actually tell it that this is the development environment, this is the production environment, and have it behave differently between those different environments. So I have, by default, when you're in the development environment, it'll load a file of user secrets, we call them, hiding under your user profile folder so that they're things like your Twitch API keys that you don't want to show on stream and you don't want to commit to GitHub. So you put them over there in user lib so that when you commit your code, it doesn't actually interact with, it doesn't actually show that stuff inside your source code repository. All right, so looks like I'm connected. Client handler, HTTP proxy. Ooh. I mean, I'm getting literally everything dumped out.
I was so hoping it would just be the port.
I know.
That would make life so much simpler for both of us.
I know. Wish those worked better outside of ASP.NET projects. Yes, the environment names aren't supported by any other .NET framework. It's only ASP.NET that identifies that. Any word, and the secrets also, whether they're adding that context menu item for all project types. Oh, if I was working on a project about configuration, would I be able to tell you?
How can you
that was
drink
some
coffee?
good coffee.
It's 10 o'clock at night.
I'm a programmer. That's how.
If I drank coffee right now, I'd be up until 2 in the morning, and I wouldn't be able to function tomorrow. And then my boss would yell at me.
I don't think I've ever heard my boss yell. No,
Yeah,
I've heard
she'll
his
work
boss
with
yell,
me.
but I've got some different folks that I work for. They're pretty good people, but yeah, I've never seen them get angry, downright angry. No, I've seen them get angry. I haven't seen them yell, and I think that's a credit to them that they don't need to resort to that.
I think it depends on the environment and the boss. Sometimes games can be high stress, very, with a constant fire that you have to fight.
Oh, Minnie steals Luna while FK isn't paying attention.
Good. So then she won't try to eat my cords up here,
Okay.
hit my stream deck, or step on the mixer and then screech at everybody when I move her.
So I don't know if you noticed. So Brendan's been saying some things there. We haven't gotten any of that information to pop up here at all. I'm gonna stop this so we can look back at what happened here. Monitoring fake, that's fine. But I got right. I mean, you could see it sending the requests out to.
You're talking to Helix. Okay, you're doing pub sub.
Yes, but that's for the followers and viewers, right?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's the new stuff. They haven't refined a lot of it. I haven't used it yet.
Look at that. It even connected to Mixer too. Yuck. But connected to that's Mixer. It's connected to. I don't see it connecting to Twitch. So there's the current viewers on Twitch. I don't think it ever got connected.
That's a lot of logging. Now connected to Twitch chat.
Right, but I never got any of the Twitch messaging.
That's weird.
I wonder if I just didn't have my log set up right.
You're getting a lot of info, but I don't see any bounce back.
Yeah, let me.
You know the echo out whatever they send you in return.
Yes, the ping. Oh, and all the header
anything.
Information.
Yeah, that you should get the IRC header info.
Yes, I should. What did I break? I broke something. Let's take a look over here. I'm going to go into app settings. So here's my settings for, let's see, information. I have it doing trace going all the way down into its Twitch chat connection. I don't need from Twitch. Let's just have this go to warning level logging. So all of my log settings are here in this application settings file. And Twitch chat, I want to get everything from that chat. I can go back to information on this. I can go back to information on that. Let's give it one more try and see if we can filter this out and find it. But I'm seeing exactly what we were kind of afraid of, is that nothing's really logging and dumping out here. Oh shoot, I'm getting info level on everything still. But it's not, I don't see the IRC connection at all here.
No, I don't see anything. I don't have a goatee. Also, to everybody, if it looks like I'm looking out. I'm actually looking at my other monitor, which has his code and the output.
I've got 4 here, okay? It's kind of crazy.
I just don't want people to think I'm like turning my back to you, like I'm ignoring you.
No. Guess whose real name I don't know. Where do you work for your day job? Dimitri's asking. So
I don't say.
The pseudonym is Burger King, right?
I work at Burger King.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a code name.
Similarly, I work at McDonald's. Mm-hmm. Different. Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't want... Let me change these now to warning, because now I'm getting annoyed. Go away, I don't want that information from you. I'll try this one more time, see if we can get... Oh, wait a sec. I'm not thinking right. there's a different settings file sitting here, isn't there? No. Wait a sec.
Yes, I did work. I do work in games, but for privacy reasons, I don't say where I work because if people knew where I'd work, I would be mauled by bears every time I streamed.
Bears.
It's not good for privacy reasons to reveal where you work.
Bears named Misha.
No. I used to work at Wargaming.
There you go. Okay. I was making a Blizzard reference.
Oh, I was going for Russian bear.
Nah.
Whoops.
Yeah, this isn't logging that information at all. Rats. Let's go back up and run the project from up here.
Okay, stupid question. Can
Sure.
you debug it to hit a breakpoint to see if you're getting connections?
But
No.
we were in debug, and
We were, but that wasn't Docker. Now, forgive my ignorance, but I'm
No.
like, why can't you just debug it?
right. So I was. Oh,
You opened up a page on my monitor over there.
yeah. Right. So
Sorry.
that's okay.
No, I used to work at EA. No, I don't work there anymore.
Yes. And
12
okay.
years of that crap, and I'm done.
But huge creds to you. I mean, that's some brand name stuff there that I'm sure a number of us we've got on our bookshelves here.
Yeah. I can say what I used to work on. I did Dark Age of Camelot, Warhammer Age of Reckoning, Imperator, which was supposed to be an MMO about Romans in space. There's a reason it didn't make it off the ground.
Romans in space.
Madden 25 and Madden 15. I always forget the numbers of them because they're on the wall behind me. I got my discs up there that they have plaques made for me.
Very cool.
World of Tanks, Warships, Planes. So I've got some code in all of that.
Very cool.
Yes, it is fun.
Okay, I closed the browser and it literally stopped. Come on, man. Brendan says most people don't like EA though. Well, EA's
there's a reason for that.
They've been a little rude recently.
Well, from an employee perspective, and I probably should. Anything sounds like I'm crapping on a previous employer, which is unprofessional. No, never mind. There's not a nice way to say it, so I won't say it.
All right.
No, not going to fall for the trap. Because it sounds like I'm crapping on a previous employer. That's just not right. You're not supposed to do that.
No, it's probably not a good idea. I'm now not getting anything. All I did was change my app settings. Edit the nested file under app settings. No, I don't think it's that one. Because I commented all those out.
Hey, look, it's JSON.
Oh, I know.
Caught you.
No, this wasn't. Okay, so
now
this
you need to
wasn't
eat
my
your
design.
avocado toast.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you got to eat your avocado toast now. You have to. You're using millennial constructs, so there you go.
Catch you
I'm
later,
going to
Dimitri.
hell when I'm dying. I'm just convinced of it now.
All right, so there's the. That's actually the mixer chat. Why is it still joining that? Now all my configuration is screwed up. It's all my fault. Beginning IRC
It's my fault. I
authentication
made the
to Twitch.
suggestion to take it out of Docker to isolate the bug to see what could be causing the disconnects.
But it's here. It's here. If it's actually listening, it's not actually getting anything. Now I've really screwed it up. What did we do wrong? Okay, so here's all right. Next cool thing we can do with what's this called? With live share is I can set a breakpoint and it'll break on your machine also. Like right there.
Okay, wicked. I see it.
And it's not stopping. It's not receiving messages at all.
All right, so if you can do that, it means I can do that.
I know exactly what it is. I know what it is, and we're going to say, oh my gosh, how stupid. You're not going to believe this.
Okay. Are you calling Connect?
I never told it to start the thread.
I
I never started the thread.
Well, alrighty then. Yeah, it kind of helps to do that.
I never started the thread.
That's right, because we never tested it in Docker at all. We just were like, oh my god, we made a bunch of code changes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Brendan says, I used to work at a software vendor. We had this developer evangelist who lived in Philly. That dude always wore hats. Gee, who are you talking about, buddy? There we go. Now we're at the break point.
You have source control. You're using source control for something, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Perforce is offline, though. What are you using? I'm curious.
I'm using Git.
Oh, well, all right.
Come on.
I didn't want to pay for a private Git server, and I'm not publishing any of my stuff. So there you go. You hit the breakpoint.
I'm hitting the breakpoint now. Okay, so let's see. Let's move the breakpoint somewhere else. Well, let's let it run and just make sure it's processing here a little bit. Terrific Taylor says, ugh, Philly. Come on, Taylor. We love Philly here.
I've never been.
I've got my Villanova hat on. I'm loving life. First, we're the first city to have a Super Bowl champion and a basketball champion in college basketball at the same year. So, all right, so I'm starting to get... All right, we're processing again, so there's that. But yes, Brendan and I used to work together at Telerik, and that's now Progress Software.
Mm-hmm.
So, Musashi says, hi, Mom. Yes, hello. Hello. I like VSTS for private repos and GitHub for public repos. So here's the thing. I was going to tell you, FierceKittenz, about using Git repositories. Bitbucket is a public place that you can host code. Oh, terrific. Taylor's from Dallas. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Cowboy country.
I understand. I feel your pain.
But Bitbucket will let you host private repositories. Unless you're paranoid about somebody taking your code off. Somebody from, I forget who owns Bitbucket. But they're not going to do that. Otherwise, they're going to have real problems. But
yeah,
you can host private repositories there, and you can even share privately with other folks. There's a limit, I think, of 5 folks that you can share with. Atlassian, that's it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I use Perforce at home, but it's mostly because I wanted to get better at it, and that's what we use at work. There, I actually accidentally answered a question in chat. Haha!
Answered it just as they were asking it.
Right. Woo, I'm like, I can see into the future.
Yeah.
I'm a unicorn.
And Mr. Magoo says he has both GitHub and VSTS as remote connections. He uses VSTS for dev and only pushes to GitHub when I'm happy. So I was actually in this really weird scenario where I was managing NuGet a few years ago, right? NuGet is our package repository for .NET. And we're just going to let this go and see if it breaks here at some point. Then when it does, we'll actually be able to dig in and debug.
Yes.
So NuGet, right? So this is open source, available out there for the public. Well, at one point there were some things that they wanted to reuse NuGet technology to work on. So the NuGet team was forced to go work on a couple of features over here, and they were making those changes and committing them to VSTS. And VSTS is Visual Studio Team Services.
Yep.
And it was kind of a pain in the neck because they were trying to write stuff, be very open and transparent, and then when they were done building it, they would push it to GitHub all in one foul swoop, which was not in the spirit of open source, but the code was still open source, and it felt dirty. So, and not a bad practice, but I can see why people would be paranoid about publishing code like that. I've just gotten so used to publishing all of my code and having people look at it and go, yeah, come on, Jeff, you can do this better.
Yeah, the only reason that the GIFBot stuff isn't out there is because I didn't want people pulling it and renaming it and making it their own. I just really, and then taking credit for everything, all the work that I put into it, because...
Certainly.
Yeah.
So there's our ping and pong, and that looks like it went through.
But if you recall, we had a bunch of those before. So what's
Yeah.
happening is eventually you lose connectivity.
Right. So
What
let's try this. Let's take a look at one more piece of functionality here. And oh shoot, it's not gonna work the way that I want it to. I was gonna say we can actually with Visual Studio launch a Docker container and debug into it, but all of my keys and things to connect to Twitch are sitting in my user secrets, and those don't get passed into the container. And I don't want to show those on screen.
Yeah, no.
That's a bad idea.
One thing you could do, because we can't leave it running forever on stream like this and just.
Yeah.
I mean, we could, I guess, and just talk. But one thing you could do is you could set like just a date time for when's the last time you received a message. And if it's been more than 5 minutes, log something, because you will always get something within 5 minutes, whether it be the ping or somebody chat. And even if you just sit and chat and enter something once a minute.
5 minutes might even be a little long. I would even be tempted to say 10 seconds just to throw something into the log.
Well, no, because what if you're debugging when you're offline and there's nobody in chat? Then every 10 seconds it's like, I'm not getting anything. Nobody loves me.
So what?
All right.
Right? It only impacts me. It only appears in my log. And if I output it as trace level, because I'm doing that level of debugging, that's okay. Yeah, I just turned off the bot there, Janescu. Otherwise, you would have seen an answer to that question. So, all right. I mean, this is my network loop here. How would you recommend doing that check in every 10 minutes, firing out a message?
Every 10 minutes?
I'm sorry. I was saying 10 seconds. So do you keep a date stamp up here somewhere and then just check the date stamp every time?
Just part of the chat client class. Just have a date time stamp and set it to now and then have a check. That's it. So, like maybe have a method. Well,
why not just right? This is my receive messages loop here, right?
Yeah. Oh. I'm just giving you crap. I love it. Okay.
Come on.
Sorry.
It's
like using auto.
Yeah.
It's like using auto. Look, on the bright side, at least the name of your variable matches the data type.
Yes. Right? It's that pseudo-Hungarian notation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if datetime.now.subtract, yep, last message received timestamp is greater than time span from seconds 10. Then I want to log, right? So logger.
Yep.
Dot log trace. Haven't received a message in 10 seconds. I should probably put this. Let's do this. This is how paranoid I am. I'm going to create a variable for this. var period to check, and then I'm going to just put that there so that I can say greater than period to check.
Yeah.
Right? And then turn this into... Right? And you've done string interpolation before, right?
Oh, yeah.
So much fun.
Isn't it? It's nice. Yes, it is nice. Under the hood, it does the same thing, but yeah.
Total seconds. There we go. Cool.
Might want to make that const.
It's
never going to change.
All right.
Does it give you any performance?
Not really. You know what?
It needs a type. You're going to regret this. I'm like backseat coding right now. This is terrible.
No. Right? That's the whole thing here, right? But we can't make a time span a constant. Because it's a more complex type. Come on, C# Fritz. Yeah, use node time. Oh, I'm not going to use node time. I don't need to get that crazy with this. So all right, haven't received a message in. So when I do receive a message and I go down to here, I want to reset that timestamp.
Yes.
Right? So last message.
Just set it to date time now.
Yep. So, and then I'll get this log periodically
Mm-hmm.
if I don't receive something.
It's not terribly accurate, by the way, because it's based off of the Windows timer.
So what?
So, yeah.
It's
I'm just like,
good
if you
enough.
ever need to do anything as time critical, just understand that's slightly off.
Sure.
I've run into that with my GIFs,
You know what?
oddly enough, because the timing when it plays the GIFs, each frame in a GIF has a has like milliseconds tied to it for how long it'll play, right, for the particular frame.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't exactly match up with Windows timing.
Okay.
So
So I'm going to make this just a little bit wider and make it an error if it's gone 30 seconds.
I like Brendonius. Can I have him?
What? What did he say?
No, I just like him.
He's not
just
doing it
like,
enough times to
"Do
reap any
this,
benefits.
ah!"
UTC now, backseat coding. Yeah. Just don't stream during a DST time change. You're seriously? I don't need it to be that accurate. I mean, there's a level of good enough, you know? Error period. There we go. So now let's run this, and we should be able to see it. And we don't need to break on that one. Let's see. FierceKittenz forgot to tell you, GIFbot issue was my headphones dying and shorting out.
Yeah, she had some issue, and I was like, you are the only person who's having this issue. Therefore, you are a unique and special snowflake, and it is not me. And we were like, we don't know what's going on. We tried everything, and then I guess it's her headset.
Well, there we go. So we saw her appearing there. Haven't received a message. Look at all that. That's a problem. Oh, because it doesn't delay in between each one of those. So it's logging literally infinitely, and it's not stopping at all.
But I have to switch back to Skype so I can see.
And actually, yeah, it's locked up. Right? Look at that.
Okay.
Right? Because there's no delay in between these. It's just...
Okay, pause and see where it's having issues. Would you do that?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So I was always told you need to, when you're going to do
Give it a 1.
loop like this, exactly. Do it a 1. I was actually going to say 100. Too long?
Mm-hmm.
Let's yield at least.
10, you can do 10. You can do 10 if you want.
I want. Try this
Double
again.
check and see what I do.
I'm hardware, not software. I build PCs. You make them work.
I make it do funny things. That's what I do for a living.
That's right.
I actually don't have mine, but I actually spin up a new task. I'm doing the task factory stuff. So
What?
Yeah.
That newfangled kid stuff?
Yeah, I know, right? Just for that. Everything else is threaded. So like I have a thread that listens for GIFs and plays the animations because somebody got crazy and was like, I want to be able to put GIFs back to back to back on my screen. I'm like, whatever, it's you're crazy. So I called it crazy mode, which triggered a few people. So that happened.
There's nothing crazy about that. What version of Visual Studio is this? And then it'll hit Azure and answer the question. Ta-da! All right.
Oh, Enterprise, you fancy. I've got community mode. Yay!
So here's the thing. If you get the preview version, it's always free. And you can get Enterprise. You need to adjust the timer when it fires. That's not a bad idea. But it looks like, all right, we're getting some of that. Yep, free for 30 days, then the trial license expires, but there's going to be another version after that that you can install. I'm on the debugger.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like doing something stupid.
Yeah, why not?
Since I can't wear my unicorn mask, might as well. Oh, there you go. Haven't received a message. Okay, blah, blah, blah.
And there it is, blah, blah, blah.
blah, blah, blah.
Don't make me break this out. Don't make me. I will come over there.
Let's see, now you got all your channel information.
Yep. Yep.
Writing the 30-day trial. Oh my God. I can't do that. People work really hard on that stuff. That's why I personally can't do it. Yeah, right? Exactly. Like people
me.
work hard for that.
Yes.
It's kind of why I like
That's
what
loud.
the hell? Okay, that was weird. I was like, what did I do? What did I hit? Because I don't have OBS running, so I can't accidentally hit anything. And then you wouldn't hear that sound anyway.
That's right. Look at that. Keep the music going. Yeah. We're trying to provide feedback for the preview version of Visual Studio Enterprise. Yeah, that's right. So, I'm okay with that.
I need more than 30 days to evaluate how many compiler bugs there are. Oh, snap.
Oh. Would you like to meet the people who build that?
No.
I'm going back to men with... Okay, so the irony. I started playing Safety Dance, and it's played, of course, by Men Without Hats, and this is, of course, a guy who wears a different hat each stream. Who knew? Brendan says, I've met them. They're okay people. Okay, come on now.
Hey, cow.
We're good friends with them. Hey, what does the cow think? I can finally catch a stream live. Yes, you can. I was worried I would go through a Tuesday without hearing Safety Dance. It's right here. But it's going to mute my my stream. That's the only thing.
We're just waiting for it to crash and burn and drop connection anyway.
Right, and it's not
yet.
So.
It was running for a while before we hit the problem last time. You basically tabbed over to it and we realized it was frozen.
Yeah.
So I don't know when it happened.
It's not clear.
Hi, cow.
Moo. Moo.
Moo. Moo.
Different hats in 10 seconds. Oh. I've got a few. It's not the mask collection that you have. Right, let's see. Yeah, okay. What a horror show we have here. Oh, there's the hat I was looking for.
You said you were going to change hats. So I was like, all right, cool. Need more cats.
Need more cats on stream.
I don't think I want Luna up here right now. She came up here for a bit and then was like, I've got to get on the desk. So I put her on the desk and she's like, I'm going to go over there and step on the mixer. And then I'm going to go over there and I'm going to chew on a cord. I'm like, no. There's so many things up here that could hurt her.
Oh. Thank you. What does the cow think? Why isn't it? Oh, you know what? It's not going to read it because it didn't hit the minimum number of bits. But thank you, cow. I appreciate that. And, of course, I'll match that and get that donated over to our friends at Girl Develop It. Hey!
Holla, Dad! Look at that.
Thank you, What Does the Cow Think? I appreciate the subscription. And yes, we'll match that also. So, I'm willing to bet this is a Linux thing. I'm willing to bet, but...
Rain diamonds on me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Magoo. And there's a long way to... We've gotten... I'm thrilled with how many cheer bits I've gotten this month. And that's just terrific. Thank you very much, everybody, for being so generous. I'm flattered every time somebody cheers on stream. But this has been a really fun stream thus far. Oh, cool. Thank you, DevOps Guru. Yeah, okay. How did you get so many emotes? Right, as an affiliate, I only see 2 or 3 of them here.
I'm partnered. So, yeah, I'm a partnered streamer. And so it's like every 25 to 50 emotes up to a certain point, you unlock a new slot, and it gets crazy. You can unlock a lot of them. I think I've got 15 total or something. I don't know.
So
yeah.
I have my friends at the .NET Foundation are making .NET bot patches. So the one emote that I have is an affiliate, the little .NET bot.
Yeah.
Kittens love.
Thank you, Cow.
Holla that.
So they're gonna have patches of the .NET bot. So I'm gonna get a hat made with the bot on it.
Oh, nice.
And my friends at Visual Studio Live Share are getting a hat made for me that has the Visual Studio Live Share icon on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of want that.
And I'm in talks. I need to get a designer. So chat room, let me know if you can help out with this. I want to find a designer who can take the .NET bot and put a hat on him, a ball cap like mine. Maybe it has an F on it for Fritz, and have him holding a laptop, so it looks a little bit more like he's in my stream. And I want to get that made into a laptop sticker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can recommend a few sticker places if you want.
I'm okay on sticker places. I need a designer to help draw that. An artist. That's what I'm thinking. An artist.
An artiste.
Yeah. How do I get the hookup? Brendan's asking. They're going to be giving them out at events over the next few months. Oh, there we go. It stopped receiving messages.
Okay. So let's
just make
don't
sure.
Kill it. Pause
I'm gonna send another message in. Nope. It was okay. I sent a message in. We literally didn't have messages.
Well, you guys need to talk more.
Seriously.
My husband's checking on my kid. I'm sorry.
That's right.
They're just down the hall from me. We're in an open area. It's really weird. My whole second floor is a loft.
Okay. Talking. Rubber buggy. Are we gonna have baby bumpers? .NET bot with motorboats.
Motorboat? What? That's great.
Let's see. So if you ask questions in the chat room, of course, Azure will try to answer those questions for you. So I don't have any music playing today. But
Sorry.
No worries. It's okay.
There's a kitten. Hey.
He obviously needs an emote battle. Yes. A steampunk.net bot. Okay, that's pretty cool.
He obviously, he does need an emote battle. I could get him going on that.
Thank you, Bane Games. Wow. Thank you so much for that cheer.
Thank you very much for donating to his cause.
Yes.
And then there's a kitten that's hiding over there. She'll get over here.
That puts Bane Games on the top 3 on the cheer list. It only goes to 3? It doesn't go past 3?
No. It causes people to compete. You'd be shocked. People will do that.
Oh, only the top 3 get icons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Thank you, everybody. So you hooked up Cleverbot to Azure. Yes. What does the cow think? While we're letting this go, I have a command that I wrote that looks for questions in the chat room, because you've seen this, Fierce Kittens. People come on and they always ask, "Hey, what are you working on?" Right? Or, "Hey, what you doing today?" What language is this? Right? When we're programming, and I want to be able to answer that. And that's not a command like we typically program. So what I wrote, I'll let this run a little bit here. It still looks like it's running fine. I wrote a command sitting over here under my chatbot project, and I call it Q&A Maker result. Azure Q&A command. That's the actual result that comes back. But what I do is I use the Azure Q&A Maker. So Microsoft Azure has, it's literally a website where you can put in, here's the questions, here's the answers. You send it questions, and it will try and find an answer that matches. And that's all I'm doing, is I'm reaching out, hitting that REST endpoint with that question. Here's my key that I need to use, and I'm spitting out the answer. And it's just, if you ask a question and have a question mark at the end. Now, what makes this kind of interesting is I actually have this wired up to a GitHub page. So if I go to fritz.live stream, right? Oops. There we go. I have a wiki out here on GitHub and frequently asked questions. So it actually, the moderator bot on Azure parses this, and these are the questions and these are the answers that it will create. So I can add new questions and they'll automatically be recognized by Azure now and spit that out. Oh, look at that.
Cool.
Hang on. What does the cow think? Asked a question and it didn't answer. Yeah. Right?
But it's still running.
But it didn't parse and come down into the question.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
Ask it again.
Well, hang on. Let's put a break in here. Here. Go ahead. Okay, so, yep. Don't show that. That's a bad idea. So, here's the post body using the client. So, my subscription key and my response, logger. Try and get that information. Go. Okay. Services did not respond in time.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if...
Did I break Azure? That happened to me once. I broke Azure.
How? I was thinking more like the thread sleeping might be if it's all, if this little bit of sleep in there is... I mean, that's such a minor little...
No. So what our friend... what's his name? What our friend John, who wrote the mixer lib that I was using, what he wrote is this or timeout extension method that by default will check for 5 seconds for a response. Mm-hmm. So I was probably sitting in debug mode for a little bit longer than it wanted. So I'm just going to, let it break like that. Let's ask another question. So, what's the frequency, Kenneth? Ah! All right, so I got a response.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there it is. No good match found, of course, because I don't know how to answer that question. I should answer that question. So, and it's still responding. It looks like it's still handling. There it goes. So I don't think this is the issue, right? I don't want to break on that. That's a bad idea to break on that line.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop breaking on that one and only break on the results. How many hats does Jeff have? And there it is. It's answering. I bet you it's a Linux thing.
I mean, it's been going strong for quite a while now.
Yeah. It absolutely has. Thank you for the follow. I don't know. Tell me more about this Philly.net hat. Well, let me tell you what does the cow think. So my local user group, Philly.net, they gave out hats. Gosh, it was maybe 10 years ago now, because it was before I became a speaker and before I started getting involved more in the community. I just went around to my local user group, attended code camps, that kind of thing, so I could learn to be a better developer. I'm out of coffee. They had a giveaway at this one code camp, and I got this really cool Philly.net hat. And the Philly.net logo, it's the Liberty Bell, and it says Philly.net. Really neat. And I've had this hat for, better part of 10 years. It's a nice khaki hat, khaki-colored hat, tan. And I I haven't been able to find it for a good 6 months. I'm like, shoot, where's my favorite Philly.net hat? Nope, can't find it. I swear the wife threw it away. I tell you, I think the wife threw it away. We'll see. That's a lot of red. Yeah, but you know what? It came back and worked again. Hey, Evandro's here. Good evening, Evandro. So yeah, I'll find it. It's around here somewhere. It was one of my favorites. I still have my fez and my Santa hat over there. So I was known for a while I was at Telerik as the Telerik Pirate, because I had an authentic Jack Sparrow pirate hat that I would wear.
I've had one of those. They're great, especially the dreadlocks and such.
Yes!
They're awesome, yes. We had one. I don't know where it is now. I really should get another one, though, because when I do those transformation sequences, I need more hats.
Yes! At least you didn't discard your Bitcoin wallet. Well... my Bitcoin wallet was on another machine, and we formatted the hard drive.
Ooh.
Oh, and this was back in 2010. And before Bitcoin was really a thing, and I had like a half a Bitcoin on there. It's like, that was a thing. Thank you for the cheer there. C# emote. Yeah, this isn't, it's not hanging. It's running really well for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm typing something. I'm trying so hard not to make the clickety-clack, but I can't help it because they're cherry reds.
Just got it. Look at that.
I know.
Wait
it's
a sec.
So cute.
Okay, and...
You're green screened.
That's green
funny.
keys make my shift keys disappear. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm just using a Razer Black Widow Tournament Edition. Mine glows though. See?
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
We're totally comparing our keyboards.
Absolutely.
We're not nerds at all.
Link. Oh, you want to link to my keyboard? What does the cow think? .NET bot with hat and computer, and it has C# in it. Either C# on the hat or an F for Fritz on it. Your keys are labeled amateur.
Look,
sorry.
The older you get, the harder it is to find the keys.
Yeah. So this my keyboard is a Vertex Race, is what it's called. No, Vortex Race. That's what it is. And I got it from mechanicalkeyboards.com. 500 more bits for Girl Develop It. I keep reading that. Thank you, Pac-Man Jr. I really appreciate that. And, of course, I will match and we'll get that sent over to our friends at Girl Develop It. We're so close to a payout from Twitch. I don't know when it's going to come, but it's coming.
Yeah, it takes a while. Like I said, the affiliate stuff is really funky.
Yeah. It's... Sorry. I'm just an affiliate. So I actually have cherry blue switches on this.
Yeah.
And so just on the other side of that wall, on the other side of my computer is where the bedroom is. And the wife said, if I have to listen to that clickety-clack while I'm trying to sleep and you're on stream, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. My husband and I both have the exact same keyboards. And I can hear him downstairs, but I also sleep with a sound machine, so it's not a big deal. We rarely have a problem, but like mine, let me see. Let me open up Notepad. So it's. Yeah.
Listen to that.
ASMR, keyboard sounds.
Goran Lel asks, is there any way for somebody to learn to program for free? I'm smart, but very poor. Yes. So all of the .NET tools, so you're seeing me use Visual Studio Enterprise here. As FierceKittenz pointed out, Visual Studio Community is always free. You can go out and get that. All of the .NET Core and ASP.NET Core tools to program, they're free. You can go get those. The Xamarin tools, so that you can learn how to build mobile applications, those are free. And then if you want to learn how to do that, to use any of those tools, well, you can tune in and watch some of us here, like FierceKittenz or myself, or Dev Chatter with our friend Brendan there in the chat room. You can watch us write some code and learn from us. You can also go to places like Microsoft Virtual Academy. That's at mva.microsoft.com. There's tons of great video courses there for free you can go check out, including some by yours truly. Yeah, there's lots of places you can check that out. Visual Studio Code is an awesome tool. You're right, Pac-Man Jr. That's always free and completely open source. There we go. We got the ping and the pong from Twitch. So Goran, there's lots of different places you can go and learn. We've actually started working on. You got to see this, FierceKittenz, while I have you here.
Okay.
On the docs, we've actually put. We've actually integrated. Yeah, you could check out Pluralsight as well. Pluralsight has a fee that's associated with it. If you go to docs.microsoft.com, we actually have an embedded runner now on the page so that you can go to the .NET getting started. Let's see, I think it's this one. Nope, it's on the tutorial, I think. But there's a runner that you can actually get started. You can learn. Let's build a Hello World application. No, it's not this one. Where is it?
That's still pretty simple, though.
Those types of things?
Pretty much the startup point's always Hello World of some
sure.
variation.
We've got a tool now that allow you to do it in the browser.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, here it is, Quick Starts. So in this Hello World Quick Start, so here, run your first C# program. So here's the code. And here's your editor over here now, so you can now actually copy that, come over here, paste, and if you click run, it'll go and run it in the background.
That's neat.
Simple, right? But I can start learning how to do more over here. Come on. I did a Control A. I'm terrible. Because I wasn't... So there you go. So we're building this out more and more as part of a project called try.net. So you'll see that. And you're able to do that interaction now without having to install anything. So you can run it on your tablet at that point. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. That's because I had the debugger stopped. If you want to get into version control, there's Visual Studio Team Services. Yes. So lots of places, Goran Low. Yeah, you can get Pluralsight through Microsoft Dev Essentials, but I think it only gives you like a month or something like that. It doesn't give you a lot of time. There's a couple of videos from me over on Pluralsight. There's a bunch of videos from me over on Wintellect now as well. So I've been around the block with the video thing. Fantastic. Good luck to you, Goran Low, and I'm usually here in the mornings, broadcasting on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Dev Chatter is in the middle of the afternoon. FierceKittenz is on in the evenings. So we've got the whole day covered.
Well, I only do code on Tuesdays.
Tech Tuesdays, yeah.
I can't take credit for that. Jay Hobo came up with that idea.
Makes sense. So...
Yeah, I like doing code, but I'm a completely different person when I program. You know, like I have my downtime when I code. When I sew, though, I can be a little more crazy and entertaining. I think. I don't know. I get super serious. People told me I have like super serious face when I code. So
I don't. This isn't breaking for us. We've been letting this run for a good half hour, and it just hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
I think it's something in Linux. It's got to be. How much can a code monkey code before a code monkey breaks? Nice. Nice. That's interesting. It sent that to Azure, even though it had the echo on it. Interesting. I also highly recommend Free Code Camp. Yeah, that's really good too. Yep, that's all JavaScript. If you want to learn JavaScript, all that stuff is free and in the browser from the folks at Free Code Camp. All right, so we're not seeing this hang here.
Yeah.
Which now makes me wonder if it's not in the chat client itself, but if it's something in the bot that's hanging. You know?
Yeah. Do you have anything that would spin? Anything at all, like that would block and wait? I mean, these all look like they're, technically they're blocking.
Technically.
But they have a timeout, yeah?
Right. Right, so there's my start, there's my stop. So when we receive a chat message from the chat client, right, there's the processing and deciding where to send it. But there's nothing there that's... there's no wait on the command execute. Jay Rascal, first time here, question. I've been a professional developer for 3 years now, but I still have the imposter syndrome. Does it ever go away? No. Or does it affect even senior developers? Yes. It affects me right now.
Mm-hmm. I've been programming 17 years, give or take.
Jay Rascal, it's something that all of us kind of deal with. It's like, do I really know what I'm talking about? And so, you know, I'll be a little bit transparent here. I've asked some folks, some folks that you probably know from books they've written or presentations they've given. I've asked some folks to come on in live code here with us, and they are extremely intimidated to just ad hoc pick up the keyboard and start writing code on stream because it's not planned. It's very unscripted. It's so and it's imposter syndrome creeping in on those folks, and it's okay to have it. It really is. Know where your limits are. Know what you know. Know what you don't know. Right? When you start to tiptoe into those things where it's like, I don't know what I'm talking about here. I don't know what that is. Be clear with folks about that. You know what? I need to do some research. I need to learn a little bit about that. I had a professor in college, FierceKittenz, who used to tell me that the only constant in this industry, in the tech industry, is change.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to say, you've always got to be learning. If you're not learning, the technology you're using is going to stagnate. Stagnate? It's going to go stagnant?
Yeah, it'd be stagnant.
Yeah.
That's why I'm constantly trying to pick up new things. Constantly. I'm unhappy if I'm not learning something.
Yeah.
See, I actually judge engineers who don't want to learn new things, who are comfortable where they're at. You know, I'm like, part of being an engineer is discovery and solving problems and finding better ways of solving problems. And if you're not keeping up with the technology, how can you do that effectively?
Yeah. So, so my boss, Jay Rascal, is a guy named Scott Hanselman. You may have seen him give keynotes. You may have seen him. He has videos all over the place. Very, very well followed on Twitter. He has imposter syndrome. With the time that I've spent with him preparing for keynotes and sessions, we both get those jitters when you're going to give a presentation of, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? Is my demo going to work? So, and he's transparent with it also that, yeah, it happens. We all get it. Don't worry about it. Just, you learn to deal with it. Let's see. Unless you're talking about JavaScript, then you need to change hats daily. Well, JavaScript... do you spend much time writing JavaScript, FierceKittenz?
Only what I need to.
Okay. So...
Web moves like this. Like that.
Yes.
It's constantly shifting. I can't deal with the shifting sands crap. I'm like, somebody pick something and land it.
So while we've been here on stream together, there have been, truth be told, 4 new versions of Google Chrome released. And 3 versions of Firefox, and we're still on IE 11. So do the math. They're about to release Angular 7? They released Angular 6, but 7's coming next? I can't believe they're on Angular 6. And 22 new JavaScript frameworks, yes, including LawnChair.js, which is really a thing. Brendan, that's a very good point. This is a problem with the industry. If the technology moves faster than people can adopt it, how are they supposed to use it? How are they supposed to learn it?
Yeah.
The only people who profit by the technology moving that fast are consultants. So,
I remember when HTML was hard and people
yes.
didn't know how to use Dreamweaver, and that's how I got started in engineering, was by consulting and doing web work for people.
Mm.
I did that while I was in college to help pay for a car.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I paid for beer while I was in college. I wasn't aspiring like that, but Brendan's suggesting FritzHat.js. Done. Somebody register that domain name. Janescu, Hanselman I saw but wasn't able to meet him as I was making algorithms in Azure Machine Learning Studio. Is that it? So Scott's actually offered to come back on stream here and talk a little bit more. So that's coming around. That'll come around soon. Next week, actually, I have his boss, Scott Hunter, joining us. I'll be at Microsoft Studios broadcasting that day. Let me tell you how weird that is, broadcasting from a real studio. I bet we could get Fritz.hats with the new global top-level domain names. Yeah, that might not be a bad thing.
I want to get it now before a troll does it.
I actually have csharpfritz.com.
You do? That's good.
Yeah.
I have FierceKitten.com.
There you go.
But it used to be for handbags.
Oh. There you go.
No.
Yeah, Pac-Man Jr., the Scots. I'm lining them up, and I'm trying to figure out how to get Mr. Guthrie to join me. Because that would be interesting to have Scott Guthrie on stream. So Scott Guthrie is, of course, the Executive Vice President in charge of Azure, .NET. Now he's in charge of a good chunk of Windows, which is weird. Because he's always been a server guy. Hanselman was in Finland that time as he was speaking in a conference, and I was in a workshop. Oh. Thanks, it was nice to know it's not only me. My company wants me to take the Microsoft programming with C#. So when I look at some of the things the test expects, it's just, oh, I never knew that about the language. Or I would be expected to know that. Yeah, there are, in the quizzes and things, there are some questions like that that are just, they're out there. They're obscure features that nobody's going to use.
Yeah, and sometimes I would say, like, is this for, like, a test for, like, interviewing?
No, it sounds like he's looking for a certification.
Oh, yeah, they ask, let's pop quiz crap.
Yes.
Let's put it this way. I've been programming with C# at my day job for almost 2 years now, and I didn't know until 2 weeks ago you told me that const also is basically a combination of static and read-only.
Yes.
Mind was blown. I had no idea. I learn stupid stuff like that all the time.
And Brendan, my Azure Q&A does not fail hard if you ask it something it doesn't know. Yeah, I agree, FierceKittenz. It's the stupid stuff that... No, hang on, back up. The programming languages in .NET is kind of like Excel. Everybody only knows like 5% of Excel, and when you watch somebody else use Excel, it's like, holy crow, I didn't know you could do that, because everybody knows a different 5% of Excel. Nobody knows the same things. Didn't get your echo. Oh! He's not getting some of the message coming back. Ooh. Well...
No, we're fine.
Looks like it's still going.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still...
Yep.
Is it still going? I'll throw help in there. Yeah, I got that coming back.
So what we need to do is figure out what it is about the Linux connection and Docker that's having issues with. You said you already had some preliminary research on that?
So there was it was way at the beginning. There was an issue that was raised on the GitHub repository for that. I don't have the link anymore. Rats. It was way at the beginning of the stream today. It's going to be way... Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to go back that far.
Can I post a link?
Sure. Wait, can you? Depends on what the link is to.
It's letting me to do it. Is that it? I may have been clicky-clacking in the background to try to get started on the research.
No, I don't... No, this was a This was an issue in the .NET Core GitHub repository.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Go me.
Can we get AI to start writing code for us? That's a great idea.
No, no, because then I will be out of a job.
So I'm thinking about some
I
of
like
that
money.
some of those simple things that it's like, you know what, you really should format your code like this. Hey, you know what, you just need to fetch some data from the database. Just do a simple get. There's stuff like that, manage and take care of that. So more followers. Thank you so much. Client server program, each running as container, not able to communicate with each other. No. But but now you've got me thinking, is it Docker that's causing the problem? Self-healing programs are on the horizon. Well, that's actually when you build, right, a web farm or a series of web servers, they're self-healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You lose a little bit there. Thanks for helping out there, Brendan. I didn't even see that come up. Isn't self-healing proper exception handling? Yeah, a little bit. Well, it's a little bit of good exception handling. So I think okay. I think there's something to be said for not just proper exception handling, but being able to fail over gracefully to a good resource, right?
Mm-hmm.
A good secondary resource that you need available there. Okay. All right. So, gosh, I think we're about out of time, and this isn't popping. It's not causing a problem here again. But I'm willing to bet that it's that Linux implementation that we're running into. It's either the Linux implementation or it's Docker. Let me try running this once again. Hey, stop!
If you get it to happen again in Docker, though, at least then you know what the problem is and you can better troubleshoot it. Sometimes debugging is as dumb as trying to isolate where the problem is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, hold on. The way I said that is kind of dumb. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
That logging is annoying, isn't it?
But it did help us see if the connection was still alive or not.
Yeah, it's certainly, at least on Windows, it's working properly. So let me build and push this over into the Docker container again and take one more look at it before we shut up here. Let that build. All right. Hey, there's Steve again. Thank you for the follow. Troubleshoot the code in Docker. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see what we get here. All right. Push. There we go. Now it's updating, so we'll take a look at that. And actually, so some of my friends that do a lot of work in the container space, right? That Docker's a container technology. They say that all that a lot of those people do, they don't actually debug into containers. They just inspect log files, which feels archaic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a pain in the neck. I hate inspecting log files. Sounds like an article on the development of the original Crash Bandicoot fixing the save corruption bug. No, that does sound interesting. All right, I'm going to get my latest version over here.
See, when I've developed MMO servers in the past, some of the best ways to debug issues was to just log.
Yeah.
Because if you break in the middle of like a server loop, it causes a cascade of errors, and you don't know if you're actually catching the real issue or not. So we logged a lot, and it really did look like the Matrix because, of course, we tail logs in Linux, and all of our server development was on the Linux box, and basically it was like red dress, blue dress. It was like I actually set up my console to be green text like this.
Yes.
Because I wanted to feel like an elite hacker.
Of course. No, it's the old 3270 mainframe look.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I miss that.
Those were the days.
I know. Can we go back? I think I was 12.
Oh, man. You know what? I can't see the list of followers. I thought it was on the dashboard. Here we go. So there it is. Command cooldown set, and it's listening. There we go. Fritz isn't using PS. PS? What do you mean PS? I don't get it. Heist mainframe. Holy crow, that's an upset kitten. PowerShell. Not this time.
Huh?
We won't talk where she was.
I know when you if you use bear tell something.
I got her.
Sorry, my kitten apparently decided to go for a gallery hole in the wall. You know those things like they put them in the wall, like way up top? We got vaulted ceilings. She was about 20 feet up the ground. That's fantastic.
Oh, man.
She's pretty spastic because she's young, so sorry about that. I didn't mean to be so distracted.
No.
I was just like, oh my god, the cat.
That's quite all right.
Can you give me the cat, please?
Is she okay? They're asking.
She's fine. She's fine. Yeah, yeah, they're like God, I don't even know how to describe it. Like little inset areas in the wall up near like the vaulted ceiling where you're supposed to put like a 32 by 40 something picture, right? Like a portrait.
Okay.
And of course we have nothing there. We don't even have a ladder that can reach that, but she figured out how to get over there. I knew she was going to do it, and whew. I wonder why it was so quiet.
We had what's it called? A service panel in the bathroom, right behind the tub. And we had to take the service panel off for a while to get back there and clean something up, fix something. I forget what we did. But we didn't put it all the way back on there. Lord Nikon, look at that. And we didn't get the panel on quite right. Well, the cat found her way behind the service panel and under the tub. Like, you're kidding, right? That's insane. Thank you, Svava Blount?
Svava.
Thanks so much for the cheer. That's great. You know, of course, we'll match that and send a donation over to our friends at Girl Develop It. There are it's a heist game. Mm-hmm. Different roles and different heist locations. Never heard of that. Mr. The Plague. There you go. We're quoting hackers' characters now. Are we trying? If we say hackers' characters' names 5 times, does Barry Dorans appear? Barry, our security administrator.
I'm zero cool. Can
There
I be
you go.
zero cool? I'm elite.
There you go. With that the clear laptop, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. The clear laptop. There's definitely something to be said about that.
Yeah. I'll be back, guys. There's a pool on the roof. I love that. I usually tell people that at work, and it's a good litmus test to see like where people's ages are.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like
yeah.
like the logic problem in interviews that people love to ask is like, I give you an egg and there's a 100-floor building. How many checks do you have to do to drop the egg without it breaking? Some stupid thing like that. And I'm like, I usually test first with a hacker's joke, and then I'll go as far back as Dune.
Oh, man.
Just to see if people get me.
Hmm.
Let's just say most people at work don't get me.
Oh, I see how that works.
Yeah.
So you guys are building a bunch of games into the dev chatter bot. So I'm actually not looking at building so much games into the bot, but building it to answer and help people in the chat room. You know, I want to do things to... I love what you have with your chat, where folks can allow... Right, you can grant access to post links for a little bit, right? Other things, right, that is simple. I love answering questions. I have a friend we're going to have on here in a few weeks who's going to help us inspect image links that people post in the chat room and actually tell you what the image has in it. And post, here's what the contents of this image is in the chat room if we approve it. So there's some cool stuff there we're going to work on. But now it's working fine. Look at this.
It's because we looked at it.
It's because
It knows we're paying attention to it. We need to stop paying attention to it.
Well, did we... Absolutely, we need to give FierceKittenz a follow on Twitch. You better believe it.
Oh, thank you. I don't stream. I just pretend to stream 4 days a week.
Yeah. I'm such a slacker, only 3 days. I'm wondering if our change... We hadn't deployed with the threading code, right? The last deploy that we did over to Docker was still using the async await. So this is the first time we've deployed into Docker with the full... Right, where we did the thread start. And even though
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, because you made those changes, then you launched and we did the test. Okay.
Yeah. Look at that. Fairy Wings is giggling at us. Now I feel bad. Do I have to find another hat?
Like, I had a kitten here, and I'm just like, yes, your code for me is beautiful. I love your code. It's just like an evil.
I'm pair programming with Dr.
Code.
Yes, peer programming with Dr. Evil. Without the lazy eye. And people don't get the Dr. Evil references. That's how out of date that is. Oh.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
My lord.
Would wrapping it in async functions also help? Well, that's just it. I unwrapped all the async functions and made it all synchronous.
That says to me that there was some sort of fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, some sort of fighting over a resource that it just locked.
Yep.
Hey, it works now.
Exactly.
Huzzah.
BB
Take that, millennials.
Right. Oh, yeah. Death Packs. Dr. Evil was based on a James Bond villain. Yes, it was Ernst Blofeld. Oh, yeah. $1 million. Okay. I had folks, I had marketing folks at Microsoft today saying, wow, you really have a voice for doing those automated voice things. And I jokingly said to them, yeah, I wanted to be the voice of the male Cortana. And they all looked at me like, are you kidding? That'd be awesome.
Whoa, that'd be cool. I did voice acting once for Warhammer Age of Reckoning. All the screaming in the Inevitable City was me.
Look at that.
The lead server engineer quit that day, and I needed to let off some steam. I was 6 months pregnant, and they pulled me into a room, and I just screamed into the microphone for like 2 hours. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
They want me to keep an accent. They want me to speak with Russian accent for the rest of stream. I got that.
See, now I have to be careful if I get too close to the mic and I really lean into it. I end up doing that ASMR thing here. Fritzing bot making circuits to stream services. There you go. Right? Oh my gosh. It sure looks like it's working.
Yay, team! We should pair program more often. But we need to remember to get up our control, though.
Yeah, I don't get it. And Brendan says we're old now. Yeah, well, that happens
Now?
after a couple years. So, it's working trademark. Yeah, that's right, Defpax. Kind of working. It feels like it's working.
I need my Anakin Skywalker gif now. It's working.
Did you see? So
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Saturday morning before I was right, and this always happens to me. And I work with the people in this department, so I sit down at the machine. I've got about 90 minutes before I'm supposed to start streaming, and I think, oh, here I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that on stream, and Windows, just the network connection is gone. It just nothing, barely responding. Oh, what the heck is this? All right, reboot. Installing updates. Are you kidding? Finishes installing updates, come up, and no network devices available. I'm like, what the heck? Reboot. I did that 7 times before everything came back up and active. And yes, that's why I then posted the "It's Working" Anakin Skywalker gif. I love that gif. Oh.
It's perfect.
Okay. So I actually keep a folder on my desktop that has all of the GIFs that I've been using, so I can just grab it. BB, there's
right.
There's folks, the folks who work on Windows work very hard to make everything backwards compatible. 100% backwards compatible. If they could break backwards compatibility every couple years, like other operating system vendors, yeah, they could gain a couple things there. It might be friendly, it might be easier for them. But they work really hard to make sure that stuff stays backwards compatible. So...
Dumpster pool? What the hell?
Yes! Oh my gosh, do you know about the dumpster pool?
No.
So-
I'm just like, I have to see what's going on.
So... She can... So,
Works
Fierce
on
Kittens is
my
looking at
machine.
my list. Exactly. Right? So let's just open this in Paint.
Oh, hi, cool Tony.
Hey! Is it weird that I have no clue what you're talking about? This is still super interesting. Oh, sure. That's not weird at all.
We're geeks.
So some folks...
Oh my god, this is terrible.
Some folks in Philly, it was really hot one day, and they don't have a pool downtown. So they went and put a tarp in a dumpster and called for just, you can see, they hooked hoses up to the local fire hydrant around the corner, and they filled their dumpster with water and made a pool. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Oh, yes. So, and, that, you won't be able to see the GIFs if I open them in...
If you double click, it should open in a browser.
Yeah. That'll be better.
I don't know why I'm telling you that. You know that. Why am I woman-splaining to you?
Pac-Man Jr. says they passed a law. Yeah, woman-splaining. I hope my wife can hear that. Woman-splaining. Look at that. Here's what I'm going to do, just to make things interesting.
Oh, man. Internet Destroyer?
Exploder, thank you. Not that one. Where did it go? It didn't open. Ah, there's Internet Explorer. Yes, I still have Internet Explorer. Actually, everybody does who has Windows 10.
I think, BB, he has more keys or less keys on his keyboard. I don't know, though. Yours is more compact looking. Oh, BB is asking about our keyboards. I have the LEDs. He does not. His keyboard's new and cute. I like it.
So this actually only has 75 keys because I wanted a row with the function keys at the top and the arrow keys. Yes, and I've got my tinfoil hat. And the bot's still keeping up.
I think you're fine.
You've got a full set of keys with that great LED backing.
This thing is just beefy, though. I bought one for work too, except I didn't get the LED. I mean, I didn't see the point in getting something that fancy. I saved myself $25.
So, gosh, and our friend No Opcat isn't here. She's the one who recommended this keyboard to me, and it's so nice. I really enjoy using it. Nice heavy aluminum case too. But it does. You have these extra programming layers, so you can program functions into the keys. I'm like, really? So, like, the backspace key by default will launch the calculator. Big deal. But I'd love to be able to just automatically open, like, OBS. Function O and just open OBS. Function S and open Spotify. So, that is the keyboard I wanted. Which keyboard? Noopcat is Brendan. Now, I use a Stream Deck.
Yeah, they're great.
So I'm prioritizing things that I'm adding to the stream, and I'm trying to spend as little of my own money as possible on this. And at the same time, I don't want the bosses paying for things.
Then they own you.
Exactly.
More than they already do.
Exactly.
Although, if you're doing this as part of your job,
well, there's that.
You know?
Yeah. So I've got to watch out for the party. Open new one. There it goes. So I'm definitely trying to make sure that I own as much of my stream as possible. But the one C# has. Oh yeah. So can we declare this working?
Yes. I think that's great.
All right, let's check it in. Checking it in is a good thing, and yes, I'm going to use PowerShell this time. So, do you use PowerShell?
No, I don't. Actually.
So
don't mock me.
No. So PowerShell has a bunch of different commands that hook directly into the operating system. You can manipulate the registry directly from PowerShell, and you can access everything. It's a .NET-based object model. Really, really neat. I have no idea how to use it. I use it because there's a Git plugin for it that gives me all the information about the current branch I'm working on. So I'm working on the feature fritzlib branch. There's 2 files that are changed. No new files. No files were deleted. And I already have all my Git commands here, but I can quickly see what's going on and commit those changes and push them out. Tuned threading with FierceKittenz. I feel like this was like really simple, and we spent a lot of time just testing.
Sometimes that's what it takes, though.
I know, and it's the rubber duck problem. You know, the rubber duck solution. Like, oh yeah, gosh, why didn't we think of that before? Fritz Stream Deck is going to be Stream Tools Deck. I need, you know what? I need to really think about a Stream Deck. So
they're great. I didn't think I needed one, but it really, I don't know, like if you switch screens a lot. See, I do. You've seen how crazy my computer-based streams are.
Yeah.
And I just use them mostly to flip between the different scenes, and it's very helpful. I haven't even used the hotkey stuff yet. I just use it to tap into OBS.
I would like to use it to not just tap into OBS, but also to do audio level management, start and stop music in the background, right? Because you can wire up it. It effectively triggers macros that run on your machine. So easy to do all of those things. Hanselman have tuned to that level, and if he need insulin, he can add it. Oh, Janescu's pointing out. So the boss, my boss, he actually has on his prompt he has his insulin level appear as part of his command prompt. So he doesn't have to look down at, right, he's diabetic, so he has an insulin pump. So he doesn't have to look down at that to see what his current level is. It just says the number in the middle of his prompt. So it makes me feel inadequate because I have to know my GitHub, my Git branch, and he has to know what his health is. Okay. But it doesn't have. Big fan of the Quake style menu. Quake style menu? Which menu? So, yeah.
Tilde.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that.
Do I get girl gamer cred for that?
Is there a difference between girl gamer cred and normal gamer cred? I think
I don't know.
Everybody's gamer
cred.
Yeah.
Global.
It's just cred. All right. Well, you know what?
I can't believe I remember that.
I completely forgot. But that was so cool that Quake had a console. Oh my gosh. And you could do all kinds of things to tune the settings by having a bunch of hidden commands that you could key in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool. All right. I think we've rambled for a long time here.
I think everything is good. So you committed everything.
Yep.
It's been running.
Yeah, and it's been responding here just great. Now, folks were saying, "Oh, what about all those that logging that's coming out?" Well, you know what? These are all trace level logs. When I'm actually running this for production, I won't log at trace level. Trace is the lowest level. I'll log at information or warning. Those are the next two above it, and the highest level is error. So I want to at least get my information so I can see some of the information coming through here. But for production use, I'll just run it at information and leave these trace messages out there, and they'll get ignored.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that works out good for me. And then hello God mode. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was something. All right. Well, thanks so much for your help. I really appreciate it. I think we'll wrap up.
This was
then,
fun.
huh? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes. The chatter has just been crazy fun.
Yeah, we should do this more often. This is great. I don't know what took us so long.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Thursday I'll be back, and it'll be just me on the stream here. Saturday I'm not streaming. I'm traveling back. I'm traveling home from Tennessee. I'm in Tennessee on Friday, speaking at the Codestock conference in Knoxville. It's at the University of Tennessee Conference Center. That's where that is. The dev chatter has been fun. Oh, Brendan. That's the name of Brendan's.
I know. Yeah.
And then I'll be back on Tuesday next week from Microsoft campus. Folks on the Pacific Coast get really annoyed because it's at 7 in the morning their time that I get started. But I'll be in Microsoft Studios with Scott Hunter, who's the head of .NET. He's in charge of all decisions.NET, and he's going to talk to us about ASP.NET 2.1 and the new features coming there.
Nice.
But cool. Yeah, we need to do this again. Of course, I pop over into your channel all the time, and I've seen you pop over here. This is great. I really enjoy it. It's always fun to program with someone
Yeah.
new and get different perspectives on things. So, yes, oh my gosh, we need to give FierceKittenz a shout out. Absolutely, give her a follow. And she's raising money for St. Jude. So, you know, that's another good cause. If you want to help support that cause, head on over there. She's got some links to help you get those donations. I don't have a support command. So to wrap up, we've committed our code. I'm going to archive off this video. It'll be over on YouTube a little bit later tomorrow, I guess, because it's 11:30 my time. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Thanks so much, FierceKittenz, for being here tonight. And we'll see everybody on Thursday. Take care.
All right. Bye.